We've been playing the closed beta for New World all week long, and while this game definitely is a lot of fun to play, progressing through the leveling system and getting into those higher levels can be very time consuming. With that said, there are a few solid tricks we've learned along the way to speed up that leveling process. We're going to talk about them now in this video. Hey everybody, and welcome to RPG Dojo, where we cover news and make guides for the world's biggest games. And today's video is how to level up fast in New World, so let's jump right into it. Trick number 1 has to do with side quests, and usually each major town has at least 3 to 4 side quests that you can have active at any one time, and each quest will give you a sizable amount of experience upon completing it. The downside here is these can take fairly long to complete, and they do require a lot of traveling. To help speed things up though, make sure to accept all the quests in town that you can, and work on completing them in the same trip, because many times the next objective will be quite close once you're actually out in the world. Chain as many quests together as you can while also killing enemies along the way to level up your weapon skills at the same time, and then once you've completed those quest objectives, you can just recall to the inn for free and turn in everything at once. For trick number 2, we're going to stay in town and check out the town projects board. Now, you will have to complete the first few quests in town to unlock this option, but it's well worth unlocking in my opinion. This board has many easy quests that have to do with crafting, gathering, or refining materials, and many of these give a lot of experience, sometimes even more than side quests and faction quests do. Now, to complete the town projects, you can obviously go out to gather the materials you need for quests like these yourself, but this can also take some time depending on the material. My favorite shortcut though is if a very common material or item is required to complete that quest, what I like to do instead is just head on over to the trading post in that same town and see if I can find that same item that I need to complete the quest for sale on the trader. So in this example for the town project, I need to gather 50 leather, and as you can see, there's a ton of leather for sale in the trading post. All of these are really cheap. So I can just buy from one of these traders, and this quest only cost me about 26 gold to complete instantly. No farming or crafting necessary at all. I also bought some fibers from another trader to complete a second town project, and then I turned in both for a ton of experience at the same time. Now obviously this depends on what types of projects are available, and keep in mind there is a cooldown on town projects now, so you cannot spam complete these, but it's still a very good method for leveling, especially early on. Now, a third trick here is to get on board with the main story and start completing that as soon as possible. Basically the one that takes you from the beach where you start the game into the main town and eventually to the Prophet NPC. These again are quests that give you tons of experience and they can be completed relatively quickly. Now, the trick here is going to be to use a combination of those fast travel shrines, inns, and respawning to complete these quests as quickly as possible. There is actually a fast travel shrine right next to the Prophet for one thing, which does help quite a bit. And yes, fast traveling in New World is not free. Keep that in mind. It does require a resource called Azoth, but from what I've seen, most of the main story quests also give you a ton of Azoth as well for a reward. So the developers probably intended us to use fast travel quite a bit to complete these. Now, a great trick for this as well, especially if you're running low on Azoth or you just don't want to spend it, is to set up a camp nearby to the Prophet, close to that fast travel shrine. That way when you're out adventuring or you're completing his quests, you can respawn here immediately after the quest is done. This is a huge help because when you're out there in the world, you can only fast travel if you're coming from another shrine or from a town. And typically to complete these quests, you will not be. The only type of instant travel you can actually do is a respawn, which happens when you die, but can also be manually done through the game menu. So to respawn without dying, just go into that game menu and choose the respawn option. Keep in mind that your gear will deteriorate a bit faster this way, so you'll need to repair more often, but the time you save by not having to run back and forth is definitely worth it, and you will level up much faster this way thanks to the time that you save in between each main quest. So with that said, there you go, 3 quick and easy tips to level up faster in New World. This should help you get from about 1 to 25 pretty fast. And if you want more leveling tips for level 25 and beyond, we do have a written guide over at rpgdojo.com that includes a few more options, especially for higher levels. So if you want to see more, make sure to check that out. I'll leave a link below in the description and the pinned comment. Of course, if you enjoyed this video or you found it informative, please do us a favor and crush that like button for us. Leave a comment, or if you really liked it, consider subscribing so you don't miss our next video. Anything you can do to support the channel is greatly appreciated. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you around in the next video. Bye.